Struggling with GST and tax deadlines while managing your business? Well, this talk is your guide to handling it all smoothly.
If you run a business, the moment you're an entrepreneur, you cannot say that I don't understand finances. I don't understand money. What is the basic purpose for which you started your business? You might say, I'm very passionate about selling this thing. I'm very passionate about sustainability. I'm very passionate. Absolutely fine. But that passion, if you're not able to convert in money, you're not running a business. You're running an NGO. I think it's more about managing the time. I still struggle with that. I still take out time to do everything, but I think managing your time is very, very important, because as you grow up and you're managing multiple things, you have to understand that as a business owner, you cannot get your hands dirty in each and every business.
Today on Beyond Her Story, meet Nisha Dhanuka. She is not just a banker, but also a serial entrepreneur. She's got a symphony of skills with titles like MBA, Chartered Accountant, Company Secretary, and an insolvency professional. As the co-founder of QINFIN Consulting, Royal Rush, and C2X, her ventures span from finance outsourcing to investment firms and training and development. Her dedication to excellence is evident in her slew of accolades, including All India ranks and gold medals in chartered accountancy, an exemplary CGPA of 10 during her MBA, and numerous prestigious awards recognizing her leadership and contribution to women entrepreneurship. And that's not all. She's also a mentor on NASSCOM. So welcome, Nisha, to Beyond Her Story. It's so good to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sneha. Thanks for having me on your show.
Yeah. So let's start right away with the conversation, because I'm sure, people want to know more about the talk that we are going to have now.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely looking forward.
Yeah. So Nisha, you've actually had a successful banking career, right? So what is it that inspired you to transition from that to, the unpredictable world of entrepreneurship?
Yes, I think that's a question that most of the people ask, that you were set, qualified, why you had to jump into this entrepreneurship journey, leaving your job from 9 to 6 to working to 24/7. So I said, so the thing is that as a woman, and now I'll really talk as a woman, we always have this biological cycle, our career cycle, everything goes hand in hand. So when I was really growing in my career in my banking, I got pregnant and I had delivered a baby boy. And of course, as a mother, you go through so many thoughts that your career is equally important. I'm very career oriented, and I won't shy from saying that. For me, my career is as important as I would say it's a baby for me, like my son today. So I wanted not to give up my career and grow my child. So that's where, and my banking career needed a lot of timings which were not very predictable. If we get a deal, I had to work even during night. Okay. So with the son and no support system at home, it was becoming a little difficult. And that's where I thought that if I'm good enough, if I can, if my bosses like me, if I'm good at my work, why not start something on my own? Right. And that's where I always had the backing of my degrees. I have my CACS degrees are there. So if nothing works out, so I can always go back to my job. Correct. So with that, leap of faith and little bit of hesitance, I got into this my entrepreneurship journey. Okay. God's grace, I never had to look back from there, and I'm glad that I took that plunge and that decision.
Awesome. So how many years has it been, Nisha, now?
It's close to 12 years now.
Wow, amazing. Yeah. So, I mean, like you mentioned, you're a CA, a CS. So in your experience, like, how does that help you in your approach towards, business strategy?
I think that comes very handy. One is that the current business that I'm doing, it's called QINFIN Consulting. So we help all the entrepreneurs, startups, growing businesses to streamline their accounting, their compliances, which have become so important. So these founders, they are so engrossed in doing their businesses, like selling their product or services. So I realized that if I can fill the gap of what they are not good at, that becomes a business strategy. So
True.
what they don't have and what they don't want to do is something I offer them. For example, when we work with funded startups,
Yeah.
their interaction are they interact a lot with investors. Now investors need timely reporting. Now these business heads or founders may not have time to give the timely reporting, the dashboards that investors are looking for. I made one of I made that particular thing as one of the USPs, that every month we are going to sit with your investors, sit with you, and give you insights about what's happening in your business from financial and accounting point of view,
Okay.
and at a very, very decent price. So that became my business strategy. And I realized that whatever business you do, whether you are as simple as you're running a podcast or you are selling groceries or you're running a tech business, everywhere your accounting and finance becomes a core, and you really need to have that in place to grow and sustain.
True. I think that's really true. Like you rightly said, being an entrepreneur, there are multiple things that you need to look at: running, execution, strategy, marketing, and many other things, right? And there are a lot of people who have a non-finance background as well, and they try to run everything. So how important do you think it is for them, for, non-finance background people, to understand financial statements, and where do you think they should start?
If you run a business, the moment you're an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
you cannot say that I don't understand finances. I
Correct.
don't understand money. What is the basic purpose for which you started your business? You might say, I'm very passionate about selling this thing. I'm very passionate about sustainability. I'm very passionate. Absolutely fine. But that passion, if you're not able to convert in money, you're not running a business. You're running an NGO. So be very clear with the fact that are you running an NGO or you're running a business? If you're running a business, you cannot say, I don't understand money or I don't understand finances. You have to be jack of all trades. You can be master of one in whichever field you are there. And this is again a very common myth among people that finance is something a rocket science.
Yeah.
I have seen engineers working with creating rocket science stuff. But the moment it comes to finance, they say, we don't understand. This is what devil, I don't get it.
Yeah.
No, it's very simple. You're earning money. And what is finance? Finance is you're earning something, you're spending something. What you're earning should be more than what you're spending. You just to keep a tab on that.
Correct.
So there are so many ways. The small workshop happens, which is I myself conduct basic finance for non-finance on so many platforms. Attend those workshops. Understand the basic of it. That tomorrow, if you have to talk to your accounts head, your finance head, your investors, you are not clueless as to what is top line. Top
Correct.
line is nothing but sales, right?
Yeah.
It's only the jargon that we finance people use and confuse.
True.
Problem is, if I'm selling a product and what is the cost of making the product, or if I'm selling a service, the cost of selling the services, I should be able to make a profit of it. And I should know how I can enhance my profit. I should know how I can decrease my cost. This is all about finance. As simple as that.
Yeah, Nisha, I think, like you rightly said, like people, when they talk about regular finances, managing their homes and all that, people are comfortable. But when you have these jargons thrown at them, right,
Yes.
they often feel clueless. I think that is one of the reasons why people are actually scared.
Absolutely. In Sneha, in fact, recently I took a workshop for a team of people who are into investment world. They are into angel investors and VCs. And I was so surprised to know that some of the founders, when they submit certain things, they're using certain jargons. And when we actually decoded those jargons, there was nothing as simple as what is profit after tax, what is profit before tax, but they have put some jargons and to make it more flashy.
Fancy, fancy words, yeah.
Fancy words.
Yeah. So how do you think, entrepreneurs can manage their business along with ensuring GST, tax deadlines? So do you have like any tips or maybe some mandatory steps they need to follow to ensure that it happens smoothly?
Yeah. So one, I think they need to have a clear understanding that what have they started their business for? Have they started their business for selling the product or services they are good at? Or have they started business for managing all the other functions with equal efficiency? That they wanted to be an accountant also, they want to be an HR person also, they wanted to be a marketing person also. right? I think as an entrepreneur, we always try to save costs, which is good. I always say that a penny saved is penny earned. But then you have to understand that where you only have this much of time, where do you want to invest your time on,
Correct.
right? So it's you understand what is happening in your business financially under HR and marketing, but then give it to those people who are good at it.
Correct.
And that's why you see, Sneha, the outsourcing industry is growing. Why? Because everybody have realized that I can only do this much, and I'm good at this. I'm going to concentrate on this.
Yeah.
The time that I save, I will rather grow my business rather than sit and pass entry on tally, prepare the financial statement, which I'm always going to struggle with. Right?
Correct.
And then we also know we are in a very VUCA, very dynamic world today. Every day there is some change in the compliance. As a business owner, do have the time to go and keep checking. So that's why I always say that if you understand what is happening, but then give your finance and accounting, which is so important, so critical, give it to those people who are expert at it. Outsource that particular thing to those guys who are doing it day in and day out.
True.
You know, being compliant is cheaper than not being compliant. Once you miss your GST payment and see what penalty you end up paying. So you also will understand.
Yeah.
So the thing is that just keep a tab of everything, but try to work with experts in their respective.
True. But I think why that normally doesn't happen is because, people have this misconception that outsourcing is expensive, right? So if you can just let us know, like, what is actually true, because I'm sure
expensive is such a subjective word, I would say, Sneha. What is expensive? If you think that giving 25 to 30,000 to a person to an expert or professional for maintaining a monthly accounting, maintaining your GST, TDS, corporate law compliance, labor law compliance, right? If you think paying them this much to get your work done is expensive, just wait, file it on your own, miss one deadline, be non-compliant for once, and you'll end up paying lakhs to those guys. And even then, not just giving them it's like pleading them to please close my case so that I can do my work peacefully. So you have to understand, when you're outsourcing, you're just not working with one guy. Like, for example, my company, QINFIN Consulting, we take outsourcing work for accounting compliances. So it's not I'm only running it. I have a team of people who are qualified chartered accountant, qualified company secretaries, labor law experts, payroll expert. So at that 25, 30, 40,000, you're hiring a team of experts.
Correct.
And when they're working with us, we follow up with them to get things on time, because we know we lose our business. True. But when you hire an employee, that also, you have to follow up with them to get these things done. You choose wisely what is better for you. So yeah, I would leave it there, saying expensive is such a myth, you know.
True. We hope you're enjoying this conversation with Nisha and her financial finesse and entrepreneurial spirit. Hit the like button, share the wisdom, and don't forget to subscribe for more empowering stories like hers. Stay tuned as we dive deeper into the financial strategies that power success. But Nisha, do you have any tips that, that they need to follow in terms of, like you said, when they outsource it, most of the things you will be able to take care of. But is there something that they should also be aware of so that, they can do it in a better way?
They need to be aware of it. It's not an option. So have a monthly meet with the outsourcing partners.
Okay.
Like, let them not when notice come, don't wake up that time. Correct. Have a monthly meeting in saying that how are my sales? What is my cost? Can I save my cost somewhere? Are my debtors paying on time? Am I able to pay my creditors on time? Is my interest going on time? So have a monthly meeting with them. 3 to 6 months of meeting with them monthly. You yourself will realize you have much better control over your business, and those guys are also not taking for granted.
True.
Because, there is someone who are accountable to give the insights about the business.
Yeah. But I think the problem nowadays is, people think that they can find all this information online and, try to think that, okay, we can figure it out ourselves.
Absolutely. Everything is available online. You don't need anybody. You don't even need a surgeon to do a cancer operation. You can find it online. You take that decision. I always say that everything is available online. If you can manage it online, if you can be a doctor, you can be a CA, then we don't need these degrees.
True.
So you choose. And we have enough cases that people have messed up and then came and said, no, it's not my cup of tea. You please guys take care.
True, yeah. So, based on your experience and your interaction with entrepreneurs, what are the most common problems that, first-time entrepreneurs face in the financial aspect of the company, and what advice would you like to give them?
I think when you start your business, the very important thing is that you need to have a complete control over your cash flow. So
Okay.
what happens in the rush of selling the product, these entrepreneurs will keep selling their product or services and they will not recover the money.
Okay.
And they feel very shy in asking because they feel that the person who have bought the product or services has done a favor to them.
Okay.
And they feel that if I keep asking for money, they may not give me business next time. So I always say, make your agreement very, very airtight, saying that if you have taken a product or services within 7 days, within 5 days, or immediately make the payment. If you don't have the cash flow, what is more beneficial? You might have done 10 lakhs, 1 crore worth sales, but if you have not recovered money,
Correct.
it is actually a loss to you.
Correct.
Right? More focus should be not on, like, of course, sales is important, your profit is important, but how much money is hitting your bank? So have a cap on your cash flow. That is very, very important and should not go out of your radar at all.
Yeah. I think, like you rightly said, first-time entrepreneurs will definitely have this
Yes.
mindset, like, how can I ask multiple times and those kind of things.
Absolutely. In fact, 80 to 85% of the new businesses fail because they are not able to manage their cash flow. They will say, I don't have funds now and my debtors are not paid.
Okay. So you yourself are a serial entrepreneur, Nisha, and you're successfully managing multiple companies. So what is the most challenging aspect of founding and managing multiple companies?
Okay. So yeah, as you rightly said, I think it's more about managing the time. I still struggle with that. I still take out time to do everything, but I think managing your time is very, very important because as you grow up and you're managing multiple things, you have to understand that as a business owner, you cannot get your hands dirty in each and every business.
Correct.
You may choose that, okay, this is particular business which needs my operations help. I need to get my hands dirty. But then in other businesses, it should be eyes on and hands off. The founders who are running those businesses should be capable enough to run and grow it.
Okay.
You just and bring only that expert which you can bring on table. I myself believe that if I'm good at finance, if I'm good at business planning, I will stick to it. Rest of it, if it needed, I always say, let's go to experts and let's hire their services and not break our brain in reinventing the wheel.
True. Yeah. So I think that's what you follow too, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. So, I mean, when I was looking at your profile, I was amazed at all the certifications and your degrees and all that. So CA, CS, MBA, and all financial degrees. That is on one side. Plus, you additionally have certification for NLP as a NLP practitioner, emotional intelligence practitioner. Okay, that is the first time for me actually. So what role has these, the NLP and the emotional intelligence practitioner being that, how has it helped you play in your professional journey, Nisha?
See, both the things, be it NLP or emotional practitioner, we need to understand whatever business we are still interacting with humans.
Yeah.
There's always human interaction, right? So NLP and then we Indians, I don't want to talk of course every human being is emotional, but we Indians are overly emotional.
True.
If we tend to not able to make that wall between our personal and professional. Yeah. So these two courses really help me. One is that when I'm dealing with so many kind of people, I'm dealing with only people in and out every day. How do I understand their perspective?
Yeah.
When I'm interacting with them, when I'm talking to a founder, it's not about what I think about his business, what he thinks about his business, and what challenges he or she is facing. If I can get into their shoes and understand their perspective, it really helps me to convert my business and then also address the challenges or the mental blocks that they have.
True.
So NLP, the course really helped me to understand that I don't have to see the world only through my lenses. I have to get through other people's lenses to see the world through there. And it has made my life so easy. I have not at all opinionated in terms of what you feel or what I feel. Meet somebody as with an open book and see what is a perspective, what is my perspective, and let's try to work towards everybody's growth.
Yeah.
Right? And emotional intelligence course actually made me I have started disassociating myself from the situation emotionally. For example, we are into finance business and there are sometimes heated arguments between me and client. I don't get emotional about it. I said, this is the situation. He
Yeah.
has a perspective, I have a perspective. Let's try to understand each other's perspective and come to a conclusion. Okay,
Correct.
but not get emotional. The moment I discuss the situation, sometimes I am right, sometimes I am wrong. But once I am out and done with the situation, I don't carry it in my heart and I just leave it there. This
Okay.
course really helped me, and I always say most of the like this is one course I suggest also that people should definitely go for this emotional intelligence and how emotion plays so much of role. And if you are
Yeah.
little emotionally intelligent, it makes your life better, personally as well professionally.
Yeah, I'm sure. Actually, like you rightly said, it's like when you have arguments with either your customers or your vendors or something, it leaves like you are thinking about it for days together, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Which is not good for your business, for your
Not at all,
personal
not at all.
life.
In businesses, we never have enemies. We always have friends.
Very true. So I think that course has really helped you.
Yes, yes, it did.
Yeah. So, like I mentioned before, you're the co-founder of QINFIN Consulting, Royal Rush, and C2X. Maybe you would like to just share about what you do in each of these.
So I will talk about QINFIN. QINFIN, we help businesses right from consulting into what type of entity they should start their business with,
Okay.
right? Then setting up their different type of registration that they need to start the business. Then setting up their accounting systems and operations, and then taking care of their monthly accounting, filing their GSTS, to filing their TDS, complying with all the monthly compliances, statutory compliances, their labor law compliances, their corporate law compliances. So anything related to finance and accounting, we work with them and ensure that they have their peace of mind to pursue what they have started the business for. Right?
Okay.
Royal Rush is one venture where we try to invest into startups, where we look into startups which are at very, very early stage, and we help them through consulting. If they're looking for some market growth, we try to set the process that how they can go and expand their market. We consult on their setting up their financial wellness. We help them prepare their business plan. So anything that can help a startup to grow, whether it's funding or non-funding, we help them through that venture. C2X is a venture where we started upskilling people, especially at leadership level. It's still running as a private limited company B2B model. And we cater to all corporate clients in upskilling them on leadership skills, soft skills, financial skills. Yeah. Apart from this, I'm invested into hospitality industry. I invested in, so that is one industry where I feel food industry is really picking up, and that is where even I'm focusing right now.
Oh, wow. That's really nice, Nisha. I think a lot of people would want to get in touch with you. So maybe we'll leave the links. If you can share it, we'll leave it in the description and people can get in touch with you.
Sure, sure, sure. I will definitely. You can get connected me through LinkedIn, through YouTube, through Insta. All platforms I have there.
Yeah, I think it's become a necessity to be,
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. I think, Nisha, it's really been an insightful conversation for me. But before we end, I want you to talk about something else, but, in just one sentence or few words, which we call as rapid fire.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, but the only thing missing is the hamper. Okay.
Okay. Sure.
Shall we start?
Yeah.
One financial tool you can't live without.
Excellent.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I think it plays a big role, right?
Absolutely.
The biggest myth about entrepreneurship that you would like to bust.
I am an introvert and I can't network.
Okay. Yeah, I think when you get into the business,
Networking is not no more a luxury, it's a necessity.
A book that significantly influenced your professional journey.
Rich Dad Poor Dad. My
Yeah.
passive income, the entire thing got, ignited from there.
I think that and Psychology of Money are the two Bibles, right?
I only talk money, I only understand money. So
The most underrated skill in financial management.
accounting. People think everybody can do it. It's only debit and credit. It's not true.
One piece of advice you'd like to give to, aspiring women entrepreneurs.
You can do it all. That's the only advice. The mental block, nobody stops you except your own mental blocks. That's it.
Okay. Your go-to strategy for stress management during crunch time?
Leave everything and go for a walk.
Yeah. I think a lot of people have different ways, and I think your way is for a walk, right?
Just go for a walk, just leave everything, your phone, everything,
Yeah. So, the most rewarding aspect of mentoring budding entrepreneurs?
When they come and say that I was about to shut down the business and then I met you and your mentoring not only turned around my business, but my entire perspective of looking at things and problems. That just gives me goosebumps. And I say, wow.
Yeah.
Now, same thing, you do it to other people and see how the world grows.
Yeah, it's awesome, actually. So if you could start another business today, what industry would you choose? I think I have a clue based on what you spoke about earlier.
Yeah. What really interests me right now is D2C brands, especially into food industry, and that is I'm focusing on. In fact, I've already invested into multiple businesses, and that is something really exciting.
Awesome. So I think, Nisha, this has really been an empowering conversation, to say the least. I mean, not just because, we spoke about your journey, but also about how the mindset of, fresh and new entrepreneurs are, and how, outsourcing the right work to right people can actually help them build and grow faster and bigger, probably, right?
True. Absolutely. Thanks. I think it was very nice. I hope people who hear, even I always say that, if my journey or my inputs can help even one woman or one entrepreneur, my work is done. It's as simple as, because that it's a ripple effect. One can impact other, and that will impact. So I think we should always be sharing our journeys. You don't know who at what place, at what corner might just get inspired and move forward in life.
Yeah. So I think that is also the intention behind Wonder Woman Wednesday, Nisha. So it's like, we try to bring in a lot of diverse women in diverse fields. And this is the first time we are actually having someone with the finance background, and that too, multiple degrees. So I'm sure, a lot of people will really enjoy this conversation. And I think you're also on YouTube, where you share a lot of tips and
yes.
One, right? So maybe we'll tag you in the description so people can even reach out to you and watch your videos there and get inspired.
Yeah, absolutely. That is one simple request and ask that if you like this conversation, if it helped you, please go and give a subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm really working towards as much of information as is possible to pass to that channel.
Thank you, Nisha. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Nia. Thanks for having me. All the best. Have a great day ahead.
Yeah, you too. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this conversation with Nisha Dhanuka. And these type of conversations is where we are reminded of the power of dialogues. And it is through these dialogues that we gain experience, wisdom, and perspective that contributes significantly in our journey. Beyond Her Story is not just about sharing stories. It's also about creating a community that helps with knowledge, inspiration, and of course, empowerment. So thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery and growth. Until next time, keep weaving your own extraordinary narrative, and remember, every story shared is a beacon of knowledge lighting the path for others. Keep listening, keep learning, and keep inspiring. Only on Beyond Her Story on Wonder Woman Wednesday. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.